Okay, all cleaned up. In case there's any doubt about where these parts came from, the OD paint kind of clues away where it's from. You see this military bracket's OD painted underneath that block also. So it says WLA parts. So this is a WLA horn. So the black came off before the OD paint came off. You can't read the Delco Remy in there. You got too much crud under here to read Delco Remy, but it's under there. It's there. I know it's there. So this obviously is chrome plated. Now the early stuff in the 30s was brass, and they went to steel during the war. So, and after the war they stayed with steel. So this is definitely a war one, steel. WLA's had the wings on there. So, alright, so let's see if this thing works. I blasted the terminals there without blasting the paint. See if you know how to use your blaster, you can spot blast what you need to. Got these two bolts halfway cleaned up, and that's where they go, is right there. Alright, so let's see if we can make this thing work any better than we did before. Probably not going to make any difference at this point, but find out. One way to find out, hit the button, see what it does. All I do is blast some of the stuff off the diaphragm. It shouldn't be enough to make it work. I wouldn't think it would anyway. Nope. Just trying. Just not quite there yet. It's definitely thinking about it though. Okay. So I'm going to take it apart. So we have some square bolts. So see how the hole is square? These stove bolts, these are actually stove bolts. They're square on the inside. They use them on stoves, that's why they call them stove bolts. So we just undo the cover bolt, which would be this one over here. Just doesn't have room to get to it. Not 3/8 that way. 11/32. Yep. 11/32. Nice common size, huh? Actually, just for small stuff. So there's not enough room to get a socket in there unless I cut it way thin, so we'll just use the open end wrench here to get into it. I haven't done anything about cutting rust yet. No CRC, no duke, no nothing. So, ooh, oh, that is tight. Maybe it's time to use a little rust penetrating stuff in there and see if we can get that to free up a little bit. I think it's going to break off. I can feel the square going back and forth. It's trying to round off the square. So if you're going to round the square off or break the bolt, the nut off. Doesn't feel very good. I think it's rounding the square out, which I really don't want to do. That's destroying stuff. The bolt's no big deal, but I think it rounded it off already. Depends on what's going on. Yeah, it's rotating now. Rounding out the horn. Yeah, I don't like that. That is not what I wanted to do. So now I gotta get rid of that damn screw. It screwed up my horn. I didn't like that. That's a bad thing. try to eliminate the problem. I want to use a cut saw because it'll cut the horn. I'm trying not to damage the horn, but I don't think I'm succeeding very well. It's not falling off that easy. So now I'm getting it with a cut-off saw and try not to cut the horn, but just cut the screw a little bit. So one trick is you cut straight down to the screw a couple times. So like a snow angel, just a little bit at a time. And hopefully after that you can get the screw off. The bolt off, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is doing more damage than good. I don't want to keep doing that. Come on, door, open up. Damn, box with floppy ears. Twice as big as the box is. Okay. Where'd the horn go? It's over here. And chop saw. I'm just going to try to cut right through the nut. Air pressure. What the hell is going on with this damn thing? Ah, my handle's broken. So the roll pin is coming out of the pivot point, so I'm not getting full throttle because it's here instead of up here. So now I gotta beat this pin back in a little bit. Gotta do some tool repair. That's unexpected. And when that happened, pin is back installed in the right spot, about midway between the two. See, now the trigger works. Yeah, just nothing works lately. Oh, that's a big difference. It works a lot better now. I don't want to keep going with that. We're going to stop right there. So we cut most of the way through the nut. Right there. Let's see if I can get the thing to come off. It appears to want to come off. Get some appropriate tools. Just bend my bracket. Look at them straightening that bracket. This is going to bend my horn cover, which I don't want to do that either. That's harder to fix than the bracket was. So we're just going to hold the horn by hand. I'm just trying to knock the screw right out of the nut. Appears to be going a little ways, but not all the way yet. Success. Came out. The problem is I damaged my horn. That I did. We rounded out the hole in the cover. I think the horns, the cover is the only thing that had the square part in it, which is what I rounded out, so I screwed the cover up a little bit. That's not really repairable. Not very easily. Oh well. Should have known better. I could feel what it was doing, but I tried to force it instead of fixing it. I used the wrong amount of force. We need to use force by cutoff, not force by twisting. This one is still usable. See, it's got the square right there. Okay. There's the OD paint. They claim these are not painted when you restore the bike. Obviously it is painted because it's got OD paint going right across the damn thing. Pretty obvious. So the restoration books are wrong. Even the diaphragm in here, which is supposed to be unplated, unpainted, you can plainly see it's got OD paint on it also. So somebody's full of crap on the restoration. That's why you take parts apart instead of believing what they tell you. So obviously it's supposed to be painted everything. Okay, now we're going to try to take these other screws out, which are the same ones. They didn't want to come out before. And you know what? It's doing the same thing. Yep. Identical. They don't want to move. Oh, that one did. One's coming out. Now, Colony makes this hardware, so if you destroy it, you can get more. But you can't fix the stuff that's square in there. Once you lose that, it's really hard to tighten your stove bolt down. There's nothing to hold it. And the screw head is wrong. Wouldn't hurt to put a lube on that screw. Makes it a lot easier to use for later too. Take it off my fingers instead of trying to break it off by forcing it. Okay, is this a stuck one? Oh yeah, it's a stuck one. Yeah, it's pretty rounded out already too. Yeah, another one.